Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing so freaking well. Today I am going to be talking about something that you guys ask me about literally every single day. This is like one of my most requested videos and I haven't been putting off filming it. I just don't know whether it's that interesting, but today I'm going to be talking about my piercings. I am a big fan of piercings. I absolutely love them. I get them pretty regularly, to be honest, and I have done for many years. I got my first piercing over 10 years ago, which is crazy. But I love them. I think they look really cool. I know a lot of people aren't huge fans of piercings. My dad is an example. He hates them. He loves me, so he has to deal with them because they're part of me now, baby. But I thought I would just talk you through the ones that I have, tell you how I found it, how the aftercare was. You know the drill. You know how these videos work. If you want to hear about all my piercings, then keep on watching. I guess I'll start with my first piercings, which were my lobes. Obviously, I have my lobes pierced. I got them done when I was 12. I just turned 12, and I remember I was desperate to get my ears pierced. Like, I would beg my mum to let me get them done, and she was very reluctant. My dad obviously was very reluctant. So I made a board, like a chart, every day for like a month or something. And I went and I bought some gold star stickers and some feet stickers. And I said to my mum, if I could get 100 gold stars in this period, in this month or however long the calendar was, can I get my ears pierced? And I would get a gold star when I did something good, and I would get a foot when I did something bad, and the foot would remove 2 stars. I put in the work, okay? I made this chart. It was a whole thing. I think we got about halfway through the chart and my mum was like, sod it, let's just go do it. Didn't tell my dad. Came home with my ears pierced and my dad was livid, I think. What's a little stud? What's a little stud, huh? To make your daughter happy. Never got to the end of that chart. I definitely didn't get 100 stars, we'll say that. Pain, it didn't hurt. It was, you know, quick, sharp, done. They healed super quick, super easy. My body actually doesn't like piercings and it takes a long time to heal, but my initial lobes, absolutely fine. If I was to do the pain out of 5, or 1.5 out of 5, I was fine. Okay, the next 2 piercings are a little bit controversial, okay, because I did them myself. Again, I was 12 and I used a safety pin and an apple. Yeah. So these hurt a little bit more. It was a slower process, wasn't quite so instant. Please can I just say, I don't recommend you pierce your own ears. Don't do it, it's not sanitary, it hurts, and what's 15 quid to go get it done properly? And if you're doing it because your parents won't let you get your ears pierced like me, just don't do it, just wait. Just make a chart and have stickers. It works every time, I promise. So my next 2 lobe piercings, these 2, I pierced myself. I also pierced a couple of my friends. I'd say they probably hurt like a 3 out of 5 because it wasn't a smooth ride, but we got there and they are still open. They're really weirdly distributed spacing wise because, again, I'm not a professional and I didn't know what I was doing and I just missed the mark entirely, but I actually quite like the kind of random spacing. I think it looks edgy and homemade, you could say. So those are my first 3 piercings. The next one I got done was a cartilage piercing. My Helix, I think it was this one, my top one here. Again, I was 12. I really went for it. When I was 12, I was obsessed with piercings. It started young. I'm 22 now, 10 years later, love them just as much. Me and my mum had matching. I would say this hurt like a 2.5, 3 out of 5. The healing process for this one was a little bit of a bitch. I got a lump really bad, but I just cleaned it every day with salt water and it eventually kind of cleared up. It was a little bit of a drawn out piercing, like healing process, and I got into quite a lot of trouble at school for having it. I have lost track on the chronology of my piercings. I can't remember what came next. I believe the next one I got was my forward helix, which to this day is one of my absolute favorite piercings. I just think it's such a cool location and it really balances out my ear. I don't remember this really hurting that much. I feel like maybe it was a 3, maybe a 2.5. I do think I've got quite a high pain threshold in general. Obviously it will vary for you if you go get it done. Don't go in there expecting it not to hurt. at all because I said so, because you never know. But, you know, people get piercings all the time. It can't be that bad, right? And it's worth it. One of my favorite piercings, love that, healed like a dream because it's kind of tucked away. It didn't really, you know, get caught on or anything like that. Like when you're brushing your hair and stuff, it's kind of a little bit out of the way. And as you can see, I really like hoops. Hoops are my thing. I'm not a massive stud girl, never really have been. Hoops all the way. And then I got a Helix on this ear, same as this one. I can't remember when I got this done, but it was probably like a few years ago now. I think I got this done because my friend asked me to come with her when this happened. This is basically how I've got all of my piercings. I'll be with a friend and my friend will say, I really want to go get a piercing, like I really want to get this done. I'll go with them and I'll just find a space on my ear and get it pierced. I did that with this one. I never actively go to the piercers to go get a piercing. Like, I think I've only done that a few times. Most of the time it's just been because I've been a chaperone. I don't like being left out and I like to get piercings done. So yeah, I think Liz went and got something done, so I came with her and I went and got that one done. Let's just finish this ear. So the next one is my Conch, which is the one going just straight through the back of my ear. So this one I think was my least painful piercing. I think people look at the Conch and think that it's really gonna hurt because it's such a thick part of your ear, like it's the whole back of your ear. But I found it really not bad. Like it just popped through because it's so solid. It hasn't really got any resistance. It just went really clean, straight through, barely felt it. So I'd say this is like a 1.5, like the same as a lobe, maybe even less than a lobe. It really, really didn't hurt and it's one of my favorites. This is a little stud from Maria Tash. I actually just got given this at an event, which was amazing. It was a IGK hair event and they had Maria Tash piercings. And for some reason I didn't get a new piercing. I just asked if they would change the jewelry for me. So they did. It's like 3 little balls and it actually had a diamond in the middle, but the diamond fell out. If I'd paid for this, I would have been pissed because I think this earring is like £300. I think it really completed this ear. On the other ear, I went and I got, again, just another Helix, a little cartilage piercing. I think this might have been my most recent piercing, you know? These two are my most recent. I believe I got this one done between 6 months and a year ago. You guys know how I feel about those. Really quick, healed really fast, like really easy. Easy aftercare, just clean it with salt water. Bish bash bosh, done. I've also got another lobe piercing here. I think this is another example of a friend wanting to get a piercing and me going with them because I wanted one too. My Tragus I've had done for a few years now. I got that one done after I got my forward Helix. This one, everyone's always like, oh my God, did you hear it pop? No, I didn't hear it pop. It wasn't a traumatic experience at all. Again, it was quick, pretty painless. It wasn't too bad. 3.5 out of 5 pain. The actual piercing itself doesn't hurt. It's the fiddliness of the jewelry that is sore because it's in a little bit of an awkward place, but it really wasn't bad. And I've never had any problems with my Tragus. This was probably one of the easiest healers I've had. And again, this is the same jewelry I got it pierced with like years ago. I think finally for the ears, it is my rook here. This is actually quite swollen at the moment. So I got my rook done months ago, like months ago. I would say it's in my top 3 most painful piercings. And I think that is because of the location. It is so fiddly. Like the piercing itself, yes, it smarts a little bit, but trying to get the jewelry in, because of the funny angle, they have to kind of pull it around a little bit. And so yeah, this one hurt more. I'd say this was like a 4, and it's also not healing well. It has been months and it keeps flaring up. Like it's currently quite swollen and sore. It's having a flare up now. This one does just always seem to flare up, and I don't really know why. I think my body just doesn't like it very much. I like it, so I keep it. I hope it heals properly at some point, but for now it's not having any of it, unfortunately, but it's fine. Beauty is pain, as they say. Jewelry wise, these hoops are from Regal Rose. Most of my jewelry, a lot of the time, is from Regal Rose. I've got a little whale tail because I love the ocean and I love whales and sharks. They're my favorite animals. so I like to have them with me. You know, this Maria Tash, this hoop's probably just from ASOS. I can't actually remember where this is from. I feel like it might have been Regal Rose or Shop Dixie maybe Shop Dixie. This little hoop is from Misoma. I've got it in silver and in gold. And then, yeah, like I said, Regal Rose. The rest are just the piercers jewelry that they use. And then the final one, I guess, is my nose ring. I get loads of questions about my nose ring because it's a very, very fine hoop. Unless you're quite close to me, you can't really even tell I've got it. This one I think was my other most painful. I think it's my rook and my nose. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It makes your eyes water. It's just an uncomfortable experience. And the healing hasn't been, like, I think I got my nose pierced 4 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago now, and it still gets infected regularly, which is a bit of a bummer because it's right on your face. I love my nose ring. It's definitely by far my favorite piercing, and I can't imagine me ever taking it out, to be honest. It feels like such a part of me and my face. I think this nose ring was just from Regal Rose. They sell super fine. They come in like a pack of 3. You get a rose gold, a gold, and a silver. They're super duper cheap. Those are all my piercings. Plans for the future piercings wise, I think I'd love to get my nipples pierced. That I think would be maybe the next one I would do. I'm just afraid, but I love how it looks. I really, really want them done, but I'm just really scared. So if you guys have had your nipples pierced, let me know down below, because I'd like to know your experiences. It might scare me out of doing it, or it might encourage me, but I don't know how it's gonna go. I'll wait until one of my friends wants to get a piercing and I'll just go with them. So those are my piercings. I don't know if I've given you any information. Like, you ask about it all the time, and I didn't really know what to talk about or what to say. It's a pretty straightforward process. Make sure you keep it clean. Make sure you go somewhere that has a good reputation, that you trust. I've got all of my piercings done at the same place and I've never really had any issues. The guys there are super, super nice and they know me in there. So I just feel, you know, really comfortable to go there, and they really put my mind at ease, which is nice. I think that is everything. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting in some way, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.